In this video, we'll be taking a look at one college football game happening on January 9th, 2025, and providing you with a free team pick and total pick for this game, so 2 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on this one college football game after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Oregon versus Indiana. The second round of the college football playoff is finished, and we are suddenly down to just 4 teams chasing a national championship. It got here fast, which is usually how this part of the season feels. Back on New Year's Day, the 5th-seeded Oregon Ducks took care of Texas Tech to book their ticket to this semifinal round. A few hours later, the top-seeded Indiana Hoosiers rolled through Alabama in convincing fashion, sending a pretty loud message to the rest of the field. Now those two paths meet in the Peach Bowl on Friday, with a spot in the national championship game hanging in the balance. You can very reasonably argue that these are the 2 best teams in the country right now. Indiana has been flawless on the surface, and their recent performances absolutely jump off the screen, but the core market signals at the current spread point toward Oregon as the more valuable side. Let me explain. If you are betting Indiana here, you are paying full price for them. You are effectively buying the Hoosiers at the absolute top of their market range after a string of games where everything has gone right and the narrative has tilted heavily in their favor. Oregon, on the other hand, is still being treated like a slightly downgraded version of its earlier self, and I do not think that picture is accurate anymore. Back on October 11th at Autzen Stadium, Oregon closed as a 7-point favorite over Indiana. Using that as a reference, we are looking at a swing of more than 8 points in the pricing between then and now. Indiana deserves to be rated as the #1 team remaining. No real argument there, but I have definitely bumped Oregon up after its dominant performance over Texas Tech, a team that I view as clearly stronger than the Alabama group that basically checked out once Indiana grabbed an early double-digit lead in the Rose Bowl. The funny part is that Oregon played its worst game of the year by a wide margin in that first meeting with Indiana. Turnovers, missed chances, sloppy execution, you name it, it showed up. Even with all of that, the Ducks were still tied midway through the 4th quarter. That matters. Now the Ducks look like they are playing their best defense of the season at exactly the right time. They have settled in on that side of the ball, the communication looks sharper, and the physicality has traveled from week to week. That should give the offense room to focus on the right kind of tweaks. The staff can zero in on the specific schematic adjustments from the first matchup, clean up the protection rules, adjust route structures, and generally fix what went wrong without needing to reinvent anything. Of course, that is much easier to say than to do against Indiana. They are led by a Heisman Trophy-winning quarterback in Fernando Mendoza, and this offense checks all the balanced offense boxes. They rank 2nd in success rate, 2nd in EPA per play, and 3rd in points per drive, which is pretty much the definition of staying on schedule and punishing mistakes. On top of that, the Indiana defense has played like a top 5 unit across the season, so you are not exactly catching them off guard on either side of the ball. Even so, there is a subtle angle here that I like for Oregon. They just faced the best defensive front in the country in their last outing, so the bar for physicality in the trenches was sky high. Coming off that kind of test, I am expecting a much cleaner and stronger performance from the Ducks on the ground in this one. We already saw stretches in the first meeting where Oregon ran the ball successfully against Curt Cignetti's defense, and with more information from that game, the staff can build on what worked and trim away what did not. There is also some quiet good news for Oregon on the personnel side. Will Stein's offense should finally have Evan Stewart back for this game. That gives the Ducks the healthiest wide receiver room they have had all season, with a deep group that already includes DeCorian Moore, Kenyon Sadiq, Malik Benson, Gary Bryant Jr., and others. Having that many capable pass catchers changes how a defense has to allocate resources, especially on passing downs. Both teams head into this matchup off statement wins. Indiana is undefeated and has already beaten Oregon 30-20 on the road. In that first meeting, Indiana led 13-10 at halftime, but the game was tied at 20 in the 4th quarter before the Hoosiers scored the last 10 points to close things out. The defenses for both sides were excellent in their most recent games, but it is worth remembering that Oregon did allow 34 points to JMU and 27 to USC in 2 of its last 4 outings. So the Ducks are not immune to giving up scoring bursts if they lose focus or get caught in bad field position. The quarterback piece is still huge here. As long as Dante Moore plays to his strengths, stays poised, and avoids repeating the key mistakes from the first matchup, Oregon should be able to string together long, patient scoring drives. On top of that, the Ducks have enough speed at receiver to hit a few explosive plays down the field if Indiana's secondary gets even slightly aggressive or bites on play action. In a national semifinal, you can expect Oregon to empty the tank, pull out every clever wrinkle, and lean into every small edge they can create, whether it is tempo, motion, or formation variety. Honestly, this has the feel of a game that could come down to a single late kick. A field goal in the final minute would not surprise me at all, and in that sort of script, grabbing the points with the team that is being slightly undervalued by the market makes a lot of sense. As our first pick for this matchup, the Oregon Ducks to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Both these defenses are among the best in the country. That part has not changed. However, both offenses are coming into this game with a full set of notes from the first meeting. They have a clear sense of what the other side tried to take away, which concepts struggled, and where the soft spots appeared on film. That usually leads to cleaner execution and better play calling on both sides of the ball. Neither offense truly clicked back in that October matchup. There were stalled drives, red zone frustrations, and a general feeling that both coordinators left points on the table. Even with that, the game still finished with 50 total points. That happened with each side wasting a few opportunities that they would normally convert, which is a pretty strong hint that the ceiling for scoring is higher than what we saw. This time, the environment should favor points. The Ducks will get to show off their speed on a fast track, which tends to magnify small coverage mistakes and missed tackles. Indiana's defense loves to keep its safeties deep, protecting against the long ball and forcing opponents to work underneath. That structure naturally concedes space in the short and intermediate areas, which fits nicely with what Will Stein wants to do in the passing game. Quick hitters, in breakers, option routes out of the slot, those are all staples for this offense, and they can add up to long drives and steady scoring rather than just occasional big shots. On the other side of the ball, Indiana already demonstrated that it can run the ball consistently against Oregon. They did it in the first meeting, and there is no real reason to expect that part of the plan to vanish here, especially with how well the Hoosiers' offensive line has played over the season. Sustained success on the ground usually means favorable down and distance, which opens up the full playbook and keeps the chains moving. The Oregon secondary is excellent and deserves all the praise it has received. Still, they are facing the best wide receiver duo they have seen this season, and that matters. Even a well-coached, well-positioned secondary will occasionally give up a few big plays when it is stressed snap after snap by that level of talent. All it takes is a couple of chunk gains on top of the steady ground game for Indiana's offense to push this total higher. So while my first instinct was to lean under, the combination of offensive adjustments, previous missed chances, and the current number on the board nudges me the other way. I expect enough efficiency and enough explosive plays from both teams for this game to clear the projected total more often than not. As our second pick for this matchup, over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed, subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.